respond accordingly. And take all the time you need to think about it. And then I will write down your answers. On this clipboard. If you see me flip pages back and forth, it's because I can't fit all your responses on this first page, okay? Okay, let's get into this shit. I got my pen right here. And I'm ready to record your responses. Okay, just keep in mind that there are no right or wrong answers. This is a judgment-free zone. Answer however you feel in your heart. I'm just here to record it all, okay? Okay. So the first question is yes or no. Just yes or no. Do you love yourself? Okay. Okay, the next question is why or why not? Not. Okay, I'm gonna turn the page for this one. The next question is, do you accept yourself? Do you accept yourself? Yeah, so slightly different than the first one. And then why or why not is on the same line. Okay. That's often a work in progress to accept yourself. Okay, the next question is, do you think we are always healing? Do you think we are always healing? I know, I feel like we're always healing through something. Something is always coming up that you can confront. And it's really exhausting, honestly. Like, I find it exhausting. But at least you know that life will never be boring and that you're always working towards something and bettering yourself. And I do believe that once you get over the initial, like, bump of accepting and working through things, that things just get easier from then on out. And healing isn't a hard thing. It's just something that happens. Just my 2 cents. Okay, the next question is, why that emotion, such a strong emotion, to empower us somewhere else, or to encourage us, or put the energy somewhere productive. Or if you can't do that, just to acknowledge it is really important, you know? So even in small ways, it's good to identify what makes you jealous. Okay, the next question is, why do you feel you have to feel adequate enough or reach the expectations of certain people? That one was a lot, so I'm going to read it again. Why do you feel that you have to feel adequate enough, or you have to reach the expectations of certain people? In other words, why do you feel like you have to be enough for other people instead of simply fulfilling yourself? Why do we feel like we have to reach those expectations? Expectations, or like societal norms, or things that other people need from you. We're just conditioned to do that, so it's very natural. And the more you work on it, the more empowered that we can feel. I haven't mastered it for sure. I still try to reach other people's expectations, but I'm working on it. I'm working on just reaching my own expectations and feeling adequate enough for myself. Okay, the next question is, if you could speak to a younger you, what advice would they give you? What advice would they give you? Now this is interesting because often when I see the if you met your younger self questions, it's asking what advice you would give them and like stuff like that. But what would younger you tell grown up you? I know for me, I feel like younger me was way beyond her years and wise, and I look back on some of my journals or like old writings, and it's always so positive, and probably something we would call like toxic positivity nowadays, but there's just so much hope in the things I used to write and tell myself, just like hang in there and believe in God and like stuff like that, like very wholesome things. So what do you think that younger you would say to you? What advice? So do you look back on your old stuff, like writings and things, or videos or something that you find where you talk to yourself or you're giving advice or whatever, and it's just so profound? Because I have experienced that, like I said, and it's just crazy how much we know ourselves at that age, a young age, ages, like, I know the ones I look at are like at age 7 or 6, or, you know, in that time frame. And it's just really remarkable how much I feel like I knew myself and how positive I was. You know, it's just interesting to think about. Okay, the next question is, are you kind to yourself when you're sad? Why or why not? It is really, really quite difficult to harness your emotions, and it takes a lot of practice to come to yourself with compassion when you're sad and you're feeling low, especially when you have someone outside of you who has made you feel that way. It's just important to always remind yourself of your own worthiness. When you're sad, you just have to come back to yourself. Okay, the next question is, when you reach a state of enlightenment and unattachment, can you still feel passion? Let me read that again. If or when you reach a state of enlightenment and unattachment or unattachment, can you still feel passion? Can you still feel passionate? I know on my spiritual journey, I could honestly do like a whole video on my spiritual journey so far, but I just have this fear that if I'm not feeling like wildly attached to things, or like, I don't know how to describe it, you know what I mean? Will I stop feeling passionate, you know? Because even as a child, like, I felt so passionate about things, and it's because I feel like I attach all this worth to it. So what do you think? That's a very interesting viewpoint on that. Okay, the next question is, what is one nice thing you can say to yourself every day? What is one nice thing that you can say to yourself every single day? I want to make it a challenge to say something nice to myself every day, which is why this question's on here. It can be as simple or complicated as you'd like. And honestly, things as simple as like, you have beautiful hair, or I like your nose, or I like the way your eyes look different in the morning than they do in the evening. I don't know, like anything small like that, like just one simple nice thing that you can say to yourself every day. Personally, it's something that I want to integrate into my everyday. I feel like it would really help on my self-love journey. Okay, we're almost done. reaching a state of enlightenment. I'll read it again. If everyone loved selflessly, would the world be more boring? And there's some examples here. So, loving selflessly meaning not being jealous partners or prioritizing a stranger's well-being, or loving an ex unconditionally after a breakup. So, if we didn't have like these ulterior emotions, these such strong emotions that I guess are rooted in attachment, would the world be more boring? I know this is like, these are like